Hey, good morning. Well, this one was supposed to be a like a crane boom piece and a counterweight, but this loaded up in downtown St. Louis, and we sat there for hours waiting to get the boom pieces broke down. I mean, we sat there watching the sky crane, and they're breaking down each piece. So what they did was they dropped it by hooking to all four of these points straight down, and then they had us back up close to it, and then they hooked up to the rear, and then they tipped the piece like this, and then we drove underneath it. So all it was just two pieces of wood. That's all I needed, and basically four straps. But me being me, I'm not going with just four. So I put on three more just to make sure that there was enough coverage for footage, the best I could come up with. Now, the one tip I had was I backed in and I stayed back here, and I'd already looked at the hole at night. I wanted to make sure that everything was good to go, but I got out and came back over here, and I'll show you some of the stuff. Besides that piece of concrete, look at this crap. That was sitting over here, and I had to move these back because it would hit the trailer. Would it do any damages? Look at the height. See what's there? Where they got a placard holder. I don't want to smack any of that stuff. I don't want to hit debris or anything. That's just ridiculous. Look at this crap. This is the Flying J in Evansville, Indiana. Come on, people. Now, drivers did this shit. This is uncalled for. You don't just dump this crap. I mean, you want to take it to a dumpster, that's one thing, or set it beside a dumpster, but dump it where everybody's got a screw with it. Are they freaking idiots? I get so tired of that crap. And it's common. It's so common. But it's stuff you have to watch for. Because the way my trailer is a step, everything is lower with the DOT bumper. So, it's up off the ground, but I want to make sure that it's not going to drop on something and it just sit there and grind. Besides damages, it makes noises all night, if the airbags are settling or whatever, but you don't want to do any of that. So I had to come kind of look. So I'm being kind of careful where I walk. You never know what the hell you're going to run into. But this is the kind of crap, it's everywhere. People just sweep out and they dump shit out of the back of their trailers, and that's mostly what it is. People doing sweep outs and stuff, and debris in the back of a van trailer. Because obviously when you got slip sheets and other shit like that, and platform guys, I've seen them throw out lumber, but mostly a lot of times it's the van trailers that they just open it up and just feel like it's their own personal friggin' trash pit. The only thing I can say is sometimes I'll find some of these slip sheets materials like these, and this is rubber, and I'll grab some of that if I can find one that hasn't been pissed or crapped on, and I'll do the best I can to roll some of that up. It's great for strap padding and stuff like that. That's the only positive thing I think I could come up with. It's ridiculous, but I have been known to take that materials, and I've seen them throw out stacks of them, and that's all right. I've used them, some of them for a year or more. But like if you walk back here, you got to be careful, especially at night. See that nail sticking up? Ow. So you can't always see all that stuff, and there could be little pieces with nails sticking up and everything like that. But, that's the same old rudimentary item as checking the hole before you back in, and that's cool. I did that, showing a flashlight, but I could see all this other garbage that's going on, so we cleaned it up. But it's pretty general. They just did down on the piece. It's not that heavy. I ran in tandem because it's just not. But just 2 pieces of wood. It takes care of the hump of the trailer, because even on this lot flatter step deck trailer, if you put one in the middle, the problem is sometimes that hump will make that last one, if it sits like this, it'll kick it up, and the last piece, the wood won't sit. So you need to get through the hump of the trailer. As you can see the difference between the gap, the front, and then it closes, and it starts to open up a little bit. See, so you want to make sure of that. So we've tried putting wood up here, but then one of them's going to be loose, and it's going to be worthless, so you might as well not even have it. So just put down the 2 pieces and be done with it. 2 points of contact, because that's where your weight is going to be. Your weight's going to be there, and it's going to be there, and that's it. So it makes it nice and even. And I looked over everything, and there wasn't any loose items. They had a little bit of, wire stuck up on there, but this was just as they were climbing up and down these ladders. I mean, hundreds of feet in the air. It was crazy. It was interesting to watch, but with the roads being what they were, it was terrible. The streets, the traffic, trying to get turned in places to go, and the exit numbers had changed. The exit numbers were actually wrong from the directions given, and that's that's the way it goes. So it took a little bit extra help to get in. This is one of those joints right here. That's pretty wild, isn't it? That's a big old bolt, but it's fairly simple. It's more it's common for a crane piece, this particular style. Some of them are going to be more of a tapered style. It depends on the style of crane, whether it's the boom or it's the tower or whatever it is. And this one was super easy. So you can see it was pretty much a 40-foot piece, and made for easy loading. And I won't mention anything about pay. It's I'll take that up with everyone else, and the amount of time we had to spend there, that's fine. But I kind of wondered about how long we had to sit there. It was load on Saturday, but even on a weekend, the traffic was terrible. I can't imagine even thinking about trying to be in downtown St. Louis on a weekday. That's just silly. I'm just glad I wasn't having to do that on one of the earlier loading days. But at least it gets me closer to some other loads, and it really hasn't broke open yet. It just hasn't totally kicked in yet. We're waiting for some of the warmer weather times, some of the freight to kick in, and I'm not seeing it quite yet. Of course, that's what's on the board. There's a lot of people that don't even bother with our load boards. They just go with known agents that have freight, and they call them, and it never is seen by other drivers. And I just happened to use Facebook the other day and saw some tips on some loads. I'm going to try and see what I've already made contact with the agent for this material, and the pay is just marginal. It used to be a lot better, but we're seeing a lot of that. Everything was kicking some real butt there for a year or so, really lifting on the rates. Then that fuel did that dump, and then all the cheap bastards come out and start flooding the market. And then of course it takes the rates down because of capacity. It's a balancing game. So I'll just keep doing my best. I just need to make my bills and stuff like that. I'm not trying to get rich. So, and if you get rich in trucking, that's a joke. But there's some people that do really well with it, but they're doing real specialized. or they already have dedicated style of route and contract, and they do pretty well. I'm just kind of like pretty much like a free trapper, just out on my own hook, doing my own thing, which I actually am. So, well, that's it. I'm gonna leave you guys go. It's pretty simple. Crane piece, and it's not a very far load, but it just takes me right over into Kentucky, so that's cool. So we'll see you on the road.